Alright, I hope I got this working now. I know you guys can't hear the audio from Relativity, but that's what this launch is going to be like today. Won't have audio, unfortunately. I'm going to try and work on that issue and get it going for next launch webcast. I don't know when that will be. Alright, I hope I got this working now. But, we'll see. We'll see. So they were, if you remember, they were holding at T-20 for a bit, and now they're T-minus 11 minutes now, and it looks like this thing might actually launch today. And they just did the no-go poll right before I started the stream here, and everything was go for this. And I just really hope this actually does go today. Alright, so the tanks have started to pressurize for flight here, and it's looking like it might actually happen. They still need the final go for flight here, and then we're ready for launch. Okay, what they just said was in 30 seconds they're going to transition stage 1 to helium. Don't quite know what that means. Something to do with the pressurization systems, I would assume. Here, and then we're ready for launch. Alright, T-minus 8:27 here. Alright, just now the upper level winds are go. The weather is not going to be what's going to stop them today if they do end up stopping. Alright, stage 1, transition to helium. Alright, so alright, they're getting ready for engine chill here. Why don't, if you're watching, type in chat what you think the result will be. If it's a failure before max Q, failure at stage separation, or complete success to orbit, That would be great. But I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a success. Alright. So T-minus 3 minutes, they're going to start retracting the transporter erector. 70 seconds, they're going to get into terminal count. And then the flight computers are going to take control. Oh, there we go. There's the 9 Aeon engines. Yeah, there's the timeline. So all is looking good for today. Those 9 engines. It's looking like it might happen today after that scrub on Wednesday, so really hope it goes. Okay, they're priming the stage 1 igniters. T-minus 4 minutes. Okay, stage 2 on internal power. Okay, it looks like the clamp for the clamp on that transporter erector is releasing, and then that strong back will come back. They're testing the engine gimbals now. Yeah, there you go. You could see them gimbaling there, doing a little final TVC check. Okay, stage 1 on internal power at T-minus 3 minutes. Okay, strong back is retracting. T-minus 1 minute and 50 seconds. One minute and 40 seconds now. Okay, they hold, that's a hold right there. The range has been violated. That was what was that, a hold? Okay, I don't think they're scrubbed for the day because that was a hold at like T minus 73 seconds or something like that. T minus 109. Okay, there is a boat in the exclusion zone, the range, so they're gonna try and get that boat out of there. And I don't think they're scrubbed because I think they're called hold at T minus 113 or something like that. And if they call hold after or at T minus 70 or sooner, then it's a scrub. But it was T minus 73, so they very close. They might be good, or by off by like a second. So I'll just have to wait and see how it goes. So there is no payload on the rocket today. They did put their first metal print that they made up in that nose cone there. You can see it. I'll point at it up here. That is not the fairing. This is where the top of the second stage ends. Normally they'd have a bigger fairing that would go up, but it's just for the first flight. Yeah, okay, so they're gonna try and get that boat out of the way for launch. Let's hope they can do that before the window closes at, I don't know. They've got a 3-hour window, so just have to wait and see what happens. Yeah, T minus 110, so exactly 70 seconds. So they might still be good for today. They might still be good. Just waiting on that more information on that boat. Yep, so the hold was called prior to terminal count. Okay, they're adjusting for new T0, so they might actually get this thing off the ground today. So again, they were holding because there was a boat in the range, but it looks like I don't know if they've cleared that boat out of the way yet or if they're working on that, but they're adjusting for a new T0 time here. So the window closes in like an hour, 20 minutes, something like that. So they've still got a decent amount of time to get this thing going. Okay, they're picking up the 60 seconds until they get out of this hold. And then it'll... Okay, new T0 is 14:42 Eastern, what they just said, and that's in about 2 minutes from now. So I guess they got that issue with the boat cleared, and they're go for launch again. So we should see that clock going back any second now. Okay, resuming the count. They're in terminal count now, and the clock has resumed. T-minus 1 minute. 1 minute till liftoff of Terran 1. All right. Oh, fingers crossed, everybody. Fingers crossed. Okay, go for launch. Go for launch. Okay, guys, there. Go for launch. T-minus 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Range green, 30 seconds. All right, here we go. All right. T-minus 15 seconds. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Engine start. 3, 2, 1. Oh, scrub. Engine cutoff. Engine cutoff at T0. For engine start, 3, 2, 1. I think that's a scrub, guys. Pretty sure that is a scrub. I don't think they might be able to recycle, but I'm not confident in that. So, we'll just have to wait and see what happens here. So it looks like they had an engine abort. So, engine abort, that's most likely a scrub. I don't know when their next launch opportunity is, but you might have to wait till... Yeah, launch abort. Engines ignited but shut down before liftoff. Yeah. So I think that is a scrub for the day. At least they know their engines work, right? Just waiting for more information. I'm not hearing anything. I really hope they can pick up and get going today. I'm just looking at Twitter here. You know, the only information we have so far is it was an abort at T0, and that's all we know yet for now. So, yeah. Pretty sure that is a scrub. Alright, so Mission Control is assessing, they just said they're assessing the vehicle health and they might be able to recycle today. So they could launch today. It's not out of the question that they could. They're just assessing. Maybe they just, engine sensors, it didn't quite seem right and they decided to abort. But they could recycle. They could recycle. Just keep that in mind. They just said they're assessing. See a lot of ice falling off the first stage or second stage, whatever that is. I don't quite know where that. Yeah, it looks like it's top of the first stage that ice is falling off. But we will see. Yes, hopefully, Sherry Girl 10. I hope so too. Yep, they're assessing recycle opportunities. So, I really hope this thing goes today. I really hope it goes. Something big just vented there. That may be a D-tank vent. That may be a D-tank vent. They're still assessing the recycle opportunities. That doesn't actually, now that I look at it again, that doesn't look like a D-tank vent. But I heard a big vent. You guys can't hear it, but I have my headphones, my earbuds in, and I can hear the launch webcast. So, we'll see what happens. Haven't heard any further information. What we know is what I've told you guys, so. Getting an update now. Okay, no new information. They aborted the engine ignition at T-minus 0.5 seconds. They are still assessing recycle opportunities. They're saying they had a violation with launch commit criteria, so maybe a problem with the engines or pressures, temperatures weren't quite right for the rocket. And I mean, an abort or a scrub is better than an explosion, right? So. Again, if this thing goes and it makes it into orbit, it will be the first Methalox rocket to reach orbit. It'll be beating out Starship. Because remember back in, I don't remember, I think it was November, or October or November, maybe it was December, but there was that launch of the Zooq-2. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It was in my top 10 spaceflight events of 2022 video. If you guys watch that, you would know what I'm talking about. But that is a Methalox rocket, but it failed to reach orbit, and so then it gave this Relativity a very good chance. Big vent there. Don't know what that could be. Purging lines or something. Big vent from the flare stack too. Look at that. Those might well no, if they were detank vents, they'd be from the rocket. So, although I don't know this vehicle as well as I do other vehicles, so you never know. Although that does look like a detank vent. That vent has stopped. Not hearing any updates at the moment. So. They still have an hour and 9 minutes in the window, so they just said that they're looking at recycle opportunities. So we will see what happens. Some other space related events happening later today. There is the Rocket Lab, the second mission from the United States, right? And it's called Stronger Together, and it's launching today at, what would that be? It's 5 p.m. Central Time, so I think that would be 6 Eastern or 7 Eastern. I'm not quite sure, but that's for Rocket Lab. And then also later today we have the Crew 5 Dragon Splashdown tonight at 8:02 p.m. Central Time. So today is a busy day for spaceflight. So. All right, so they're clarifying on as to what those large vents were. Those large vents were they said they're just keeping the tanks topped up in case they can recycle today. So we'll see what happens. At least we got all the way up to engine ignition, though. Wednesday's attempt didn't quite get so far, so got nine viewers so far. So. All right, T-minus 45 minutes, it looks like, they may have recycled back to T minus 45 minutes, or they've reset the clock. So, still working on that recycle. Could be at least 45 minutes away, so I'm not sure if I'll be on stream the whole time. I'll keep the rocket up. I don't know if I'll be on commentary the whole time, but Stap Space. I'm going to sleep. It's 1 a.m. here. Yeah, I don't know if this launch will even go today, so I'll see you later then. Again, still holding at what looks like T minus 45 now. So, and if you just joined, then you know that we have had, there was an abort, the engines ignited, but an abort at T minus 0.5 seconds, and they didn't go. So on the stream here, they're just playing music again. So we'll wait and see what happens. So while we're waiting for this to go, I say we maybe look at some telemetry data for it. We're going to go to flightclub.io. And see what they have to say about this mission. So this is a great website, you know. You can go to, we're going to click on Relativity, we're going to go view trajectory. And so we've got all this nice graph data for the mission. And you can see, so downrange, you can see the downrange T plus, you know, I think one of these would be separation or max Q. And we can have we're gonna try and find the thrust. Where's the thrust one? Oh, we got throttle here, so this will be good. So liftoff, we've got nearly full throttle. full throttle for almost 200 seconds into flight. And then we've got, I assume this would be for max Q, we've got a stage 1 throttle down, and then we've got stage 2 is in green here, so obviously it's not lit at launch. And then about almost 200 seconds into flight, stage 2 lights goes up to nearly about 70% throttle, and it stays constant about that for a while, and then it throttles down a bit, and then we have stage 2 cutoff at almost 600 seconds into flight. And then hopefully they're in orbit. And then over here we've got total delta V remaining. So I'm not sure if this is for, I think orange is for second stage, because T plus 0 seconds, second stage is still fully fueled, right? So T plus 0 seconds for first stage, delta V increasing as the propellant gets burned, and then we would the tanks would be, I don't know what this little dip would be in the delta V, but then for second stage it's sort of constantly going down. Let's check on that launch. Still holding T minus 45. While we're waiting, we could build a little rocket in here. Go to Simulations tab. And then we're gonna click Blank Canvas. We're gonna make a stage. Okay, why don't you guys, we're gonna add some tanks. You guys, if you have a good name for this rocket that I'm gonna build in chat, then type it in chat, please. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some tanks. This will be an oxidizer. Yeah, we'll make it an oxidizer. No, actually, no oxidizer. Okay, so we're gonna make a radius of, what should our tank radius be, guys? Make that to 14 tons. If you have a tank radius, just any amount of meters, type it in chat. We could make a crazy rocket. We could put 40 Merlin engines on it if we wanted to. This is quite the simulation here, so if you have a radius, maybe type in chat. For now, I'm going to go with 5 meter radius. So radius is half the diameter of a circle, so 10 meters in diameter, obviously. Capacity, we're going to have, let's do 1,500 tons. Not 15,000, 1,500. 45 meters in diameter, Sherry Girl 10. So what is that? 45 meters in radius. 45 times 2, that'd be 90. So our rocket is 297 feet in diameter. So our rocket is almost a Saturn V level of height in diameter. So we're going to need quite a bit of engines for this thing to get this off the ground. We're going to do a start mass of 30 tons. Height of, make it 200 meters, because it's super wide, right? So, and then we're going to name it, what should we name it? Super heavy. Super, no, let's name it, name suggestions. If you have them, give me some name suggestions. Checking in on Terran here. Still T minus 45, not hearing any updates. And it's let's see. So they are going to have to call either a scrub or a recycle within the next 10 minutes or so if they want to make the end of the window. Super heavy wide guy. That's what you want to name it, Sherry Girl 10? Super heavy wide guy. Super heavy rocket. Let's name it that. So now we have tankage. We're gonna name this rocket. All capitals. Let's make ourselves. Okay, we've got fuel, and then we're gonna need an oxidizer tank. Oxidizer with a mixture ratio of 2 to 1. To just 2 then. So again, this is, we're going to make it LOX tank. Start mass, minimum mass, we're going to have, let's see. Well, propellant tank was 14 tons. Usually the LOX tank is substantially bigger, so we'll make it 30 tons. With the capacity of, we were 1,500 tons for prop, was that what it was? So we'll make it 4,000 for LOX. Well, no, if we want a mixture ratio of 2, then we're going to have to, we'll go with 3,500, 3,000. And then we can have the mixing of the propellants properly. Radius, 45. Height, we'll make this 500 meters, not 5,000. Start mass of 400 tons. Alright, we have a LOX tank. We have a rocket. We want to click run simulation, but it's not going to work because we don't have engines. Propellant systems. We're going to add ourselves some engines. We're going to make an engine. We're going to call this engine the engine suggestions. If you have an engine suggestion, let me know. So again, still holding at T-minus 45 for relativity. Just gonna check see if we have any updates so far. Gonna check in for updates. They might be scrubbed for the day, guys. They might be scrubbed. Just checking in on that. So far, no new updates yet on relativity here, but we will have to wait and see what happens. So we're gonna make an engine. We won't name it quite yet. Throttle capability 100%. Sea level ISP. We're gonna make this thing incredibly efficient. We'll do 300 seconds. Thrust will make pretty decent. We'll do 200 kilonewtons. Vacuum thrust, we'll do 300 kilonewtons. Vacuum ISP, well, we'll do 450 ISP for vacuum. Seconds to full thrust. For it to ramp up, we'll make it 4 seconds. 4 seconds. Mass will make it a 200 kilogram engine then. Display name. Merlin 2.0. There we go. We're gonna want 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We might need more. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 engines. Alright, that's probably good enough. Max G load, 5 Gs. Height of 600 meters. Dry mass of 400 tons. Max acceleration in G's is 5. Radius 45. Display name Rocket. That's not gonna work. Let's just get ourselves a nice little nice little rocket going with what's already built here. We will use let's use Vulcan stage 1. Okay. That's our first stage. We're gonna add a second stage. Alright, just hearing an update. Okay, T-clock rolling again. Try and turn up our quality here. 1080p. Okay, new launch time. For me, it's 2:55. So that is in 44 minutes, guys. We are go for launch once again. So we're counting down now, about 40 minutes away from liftoff. So that is good to hear. We now know. Yeah, let's hope they go. They are counting down once again, guys. Once again, they are counting down. So that is good. That's good to hear. Yep, 15:55 UTC. I believe that's UTC. We're counting down once again, everybody. Once again. So, it's getting exciting. It is getting very, very exciting. So, I don't know if you guys know, but I actually have a bot for my streams here. So far, the only command I have is subscribe. So if you put !subscribe in chat, you should get a bot come up and put a link to subscribe. Hopefully, I want to do more with it in the future. Maybe put some next launch command like the one NASA Spaceflight has. There we go. If you're in chat, you go look. You can do that. You can mess around with it. That's the only command I have so far. Click on it. There we go. Hey. So, launch is on once again. Once again. I will try and get a new command in for Nightbot here. T-minus almost 40 minutes now. So, I don't want to call this the third launch attempt, but I think I'm going to say third time's the charm for Relativity here. Let's see how it goes. Ooh, I'm excited, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I am excited. Let's add some more commands in Nightbot here. Alright. New Nightbot command. If you go !Relativity, if you don't know how to spell that, it's in the title. You should get a nice little Nightbot message. And I'm going to remove my message. I want you guys to figure out for yourself what that Nightbot message says. Oh, shoot, it popped up. Oh well. Alright, updated launch time, 1600 Eastern. So that is in, yeah, they changed their countdown clock once again, so just about 44 minutes away. So that's right at the end of the window. So if they can get that off, then, that would be great. It'd be great if they could get that off. So just hearing some nice music here. I'll actually get that up for you guys. It won't be very good quality because it's just my microphone coming out of my computer. But if you can hear that, then right, I muted that. We don't need to listen to that. if you want to use that website I was just showing called flightclub.io, that's what you search up. I'll put a link in the description for you guys if you want to try that out yourself. It's free, but yeah, I'll throw that link in the description and I'll put it in the comments as well. So, I can't put it in because the stream's not over yet. So, it's going in the comments. The pinned comment. There you go. Pinned comment. Go ahead and check that website out. T minus 39.50. 39.50. T minus. So just talking about some questions that were answered now. Nice little video it looks like. I'll put that up for you guys.
What makes Relativity's approach different? I want to hear Michael. What do you have for that one?
Many companies failing their first launch attempt is, I think, a great example of the high risk aspect of the development process. And I think that's one thing a lot of people need to keep in mind is there's along the way to development, even before launch, there's all these milestones that you're trying to get through, including, as we've seen recently, static fire. So you pass those milestones, you get more data. As you move closer and closer, the end goal is, can we not just get into space, not just get into orbit, but deliver into the targeted orbit, get to the place we want to actually be? And I think a nice analogy of it is like ordering an Uber. You want an Uber that's going to get you the closest to your destination, ideally your front door. But if your Uber is dropping you off, a couple miles away, you're probably not going to continue, using the app anymore because you're going to try to go with a competitor who's actually getting into that ideal orbit. So, will it make its first attempt? Is that open?
and that was definitely not by any means considered new space by today's standards. But realistically, yeah, like Eric said, the odds of being completely successful on the first round is statistically about zero. So I'm just excited to see if they can get through the first big milestone. If they can, yeah, make it through Max Q, if they can see stage separation. Each staging event is definitely one of those big unknowns until you do it for the first time. Can you light your upper stage engine? Can you, deploy your fairing? Can you eventually, if you get to deploying a spacecraft from on orbit, that's the ultimate milestone, of course. But yeah, there's a lot of things between there and leaving the ground. So yeah, time will tell.
I mean, I think only of the companies that we talked about outside of Pegasus, and that was Orbital Sciences, and of course that was a solid fueled rocket, and most of which was not developed in house like the commercial space companies of today. But of the companies we talked about, only Rocket Lab got to like a second stage engine ignition and flight, right, on their first mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, 21st century wise, that's definitely true. And I think
All right, I'm just turning that off. We're gonna. I don't know. What should I talk about? We still have just over 30 minutes till launch here. So just see what happens. And if they don't make this next launch in 34 minutes, then they are scrubbed for the day, and I don't know when their next launch opportunity would be. I don't know if they have one tomorrow or later in a few days, but we'll just see. I've said that a lot today, but remember, if you guys have a question in the chat, I know not many people watching right now as we're still in a hold, but if you guys want, ask a question and I'll do my best to answer it. So, feel free. About T-minus 33 minutes now. So, fourth time's the charm, I guess, now. We will see. Why did they not include a payload? Well, it's their first launch, and there was a chance, still is a chance that it's not going to make it, so I think they didn't want to include a payload, because if they had included one, then if the rocket would have exploded, because I think that most companies on their first attempt don't have high confidence that they'll make it. So that's most likely why there's no payload on it. They just didn't want to risk it. And I mean, they don't have a proper fairing on there right now. They just have a nose cone. I suppose if someone wanted to put their payload on, then they could just throw a fairing on there, but they don't. They do have their first 3D, or their first metal print up in that nose cone there, so you could call that a payload. It's their own payload, but yeah. So just under T-minus 30 minutes now, T-minus 29 minutes and 30 seconds now. And it looks like their little question video is done. So maybe I'll have an update here. Okay, we're getting an update in the next few minutes from Mission Control is what they're saying. Maybe they'll be scrubbed. Maybe they'll give us an update as to what that abort was. But we'll wait and see what happens, I guess. T-minus, again, just under 30 minutes now. So again, they're launching from Cape Canaveral. This is Cape Canaveral. They were launching from Slick 16, Space Launch Complex 16. That is the launch pad that Relativity is using. So, yeah. Again, any questions? Type them in chat. If you have a question, I'll do my best to answer. So again, hopefully an update as to the status of the vehicle in the next few minutes. So there's a view of those engines again. Nice shot. I believe that's would be the thermal blankets there. The sort of white and pink looking foam on the outside, I guess you could call it. So I'm gonna scrub back to, actually, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna scrub back to the abort there, but they're supposed to be giving us an update in the next few minutes, so I don't want to miss that. T-minus 26 minutes and 45 seconds. 26 minutes and 45 seconds. "26 minutes till liftoff here. Let's hope they actually get it off the ground. Fourth time's the charm. Fourth time is the charm. So again, this is a 3D printed rocket. Most of you that are watching probably know that already, but what they do is they print it using metal 3D printer with the largest 3D printer in the world. And what normally takes most aerospace companies months to make, they can do it in just a few weeks or months or even days sometimes. So, and what they want to do is they want to make the infrastructure, the human infrastructure on Mars. So, manufacturing something on Mars. But we're just waiting for that update. Hopefully sometime in the next few minutes, we're going to get an update. T minus 25 minutes. 25 minutes. T minus 24 minutes. So this rocket, it might look small. It might look tiny just looking at it, but those little yellow railings, I always like to use railings for scale because that's about the height of a human, a little bit shorter, but this rocket is 110 feet tall and 7.5 feet wide. So it is not a small rocket. It's like almost half the height of a Falcon 9. So, it's most of the first stage of a Falcon 9. It'd be for sure the LOX tank of Falcon 9 Stage 1. What is the metal they primarily use for the hull? It's an aluminum alloy that they develop in their factory. They've have some chemical scientists, and they develop this alloy that is the right strength for what they need, all the forces, the contraction and the expanding of the hull with heating and cooling from the propellants. So it's primarily an aluminum alloy, but with some other stuff mixed in there. So aluminum is quite light. You wouldn't want to make a rocket out of like pure iron or something. Coming up on T minus 22 minutes. I'm getting excited, guys. I feel like this is gonna be the one. It's gonna be the one. I feel like they're actually gonna do it this time. T minus 2140. Still counting down to launch. Still waiting for that update. T minus just about 21 minutes now. You could see a shot of mission control there. Shot of the engines. 9. I think those are Aeon. That'd be Aeon 1. Or just Aeon. I'm not quite sure. And just received an update, not for Relativity, but for that Rocket Lab launch I referred to earlier. They have called off the launch attempt today in Virginia because the strong upper level winds is what Spaceflight Now is saying on Twitter. And also, we have, yesterday there was, Tori Bruno is also saying on Twitter that the booster tanking tests went well yesterday, and they're shooting for Centaur 5 next. So I don't know what the vessel, like what sort of boat it was that violated the window. the range. Where is this rocket going? It's going into orbit at 200 by 210 kilometer orbit, and I'll try and find the inclination of that orbit for you now. So yeah, 200 by 210 kilometer orbit. I'm just trying to find the inclination now. So yeah, this vehicle is 85% 3D printed by mass, and they're working towards a goal of being 95% 3D printed. So, all right, got an update. About T-minus 16, we're gonna get a go no go poll. So, trying to find the inclination for you. I can't seem to find it. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break for a few minutes, and I'll be back hopefully before that go no go poll starts. So, be back in a few. All right, I'm back. Yeah, no problem, Martin. I'm not gonna try and pronounce your last name. Sorry, I don't want to butcher it, but T-minus 16 minutes and 15 seconds. I don't know. I'm feeling good about this one, guys. You know. T-minus about 15. 15 minutes and 30 seconds. Did not expect to be streaming for this long, but it will go. Yeah, I hope so. Still waiting on that go no go poll, and you guys can't hear the audio. I tried to get that working, to get that stream audio in my stream, but it didn't work. So I'll let you know as to how that go no go poll goes. T minus 14 minutes and 30 seconds. See that big vent there? So we don't quite know what the problem was with that hot fire abort. Oh, that was about an hour ago now. But I'm sure we'll learn more on that later. I just hope it's not something that they're going to overlook and cause them a failure in the flight. And alright, go no go poll started. You guys can't hear it, but I can hear. Okay. Let you know how this goes. Mission control there. Still waiting for them to confirm a go. Range go. Yep. Yes, Bob, that was the problem. Go for launch. That's go. Go for launch. Yeah, everyone confirms a go. 12 minutes. Yeah, so payload is first ever 3D printed piece that they made. So no customer payload is what they're saying. There's a picture of it. It's about 6.5 inches diameter and weighs about 3 pounds is what they're saying. So that little GLHF in the middle there, that means, because their flight is called Good Luck Have Fun. That's what their little name is for this. So just over T-minus 10 minutes. Hoping we have a launch today. T-minus 10 minutes and 45 seconds. Go for launch. They are go to launch. Terran won today. This is their last shot today, so if they don't make it this time, then they're scrubbed for the day. And I don't know when their next launch attempt will be, but hopefully not too long away. And we have confirmed what the issue was for the Wednesday's launch attempt. That was a ground valve of some kind that wasn't quite right. So I don't know if they have a window for tomorrow, but I'm sure they have a window within the next week or so. So T-minus 10 minutes. Okay, they're starting the countdown sequence. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna. I might try and stream the Crew 5 return later tonight. I'll let you guys know if I decide. I might not, because it's just a dragon. They launch shows. Not all the time, but I mean they've launched 6 crew missions for NASA so far, not counting the demo missions or Inspiration 4, because that was not a crew mission. T minus 9 minutes now. Go for liftoff so far. It's looking good for this one. They have to make this launch. If they don't make it this time, then they're not launching today, so. They're transitioning to helium on stage 1. Autogenous pressurization. Ooh, I didn't know that. Look at all those guys, all the monitors in that room. Pressing for engine chill now is what they're saying. So, it's looking good for today. Nice shot of those engines. Just over 7 minutes till liftoff. So yeah, that fire is blue because I would assume it's because they used liquid methane. There's that timeline again. So just watch out for all those. So again, it is fine if it doesn't succeed today. It's not a problem if it doesn't make it, if it blows up, if it fails to get to orbit. If it hopefully it doesn't explode right on the pad. That'd be quite the setback for them. But if it makes it into the sky and shows that it can fly, then they're that's a win. That's a win for them. T minus just about 5 minutes now till liftoff. It's priming the igniters. Alright, just under 5 minutes now, 4 minutes 40 seconds till liftoff. 4 minutes, 30 seconds till launch. They're priming these stage 1 igniters for launch. Type in chat what you guys think the success is going to be. If you guys think it's going to make it to orbit, or it's going to make to stage step, or it's going to blow up before max Q, let me know what you think in chat. I personally feel like it's going to make it past stage step. I feel like it's going to make it into orbit. I feel like Relativity can do it. Alright, you can see that clamp retracting for strong back retract. T-minus 3 minutes, 30 seconds now. How long have we been streaming for? An hour and a half or so? There's that gimbal check. Stage 1 gimbal check. You can see those, the 9 Aeon engines. We're still go. Internal power for stage 1. You can see that insulation flapping on the engine closest to the camera, and on also some other engines. I don't know if that's okay. I'm sure it's fine. But strong back is retracting. You can see that moving back. We're still go. Internal power for stage 1. T-minus 2 minutes, 30 seconds till liftoff. They're checking stage 2 TVC, so I guess they're gimbaling the engine in the interstage then. That's pretty cool. What's my favorite rocket? I don't know. I don't know what my favorite rocket would be. You know, maybe Starship, but at the same time, I feel like that's what most people would say, so I don't know. Maybe this launch will change my opinion. We'll have to wait and see. I really don't know what my favorite rocket is. T-minus 1 minute, 45 seconds. Still go for launch. That just need to hear the final go for range. Range is green. Range is green. All right, we're approaching T-minus 70 seconds. All right, they can't recycle now. They cannot recycle now. T-minus 1 minute. Everything's still good. 56 seconds. All right. All right, you guys, you got this, Relativity. T-minus 45 seconds. And they're holding T-minus 45. Or their countdown clock is frozen. I'm not sure which one. That there might be a scrub for the day. Clock is frozen. Abort. Confirmed abort. Confirmed scrub. They're confirming a scrub. Don't know when their next launch window is, but they are scrubbed for the day. That is it for today. So, I'm going to try and find when their next launch opportunity is. You're scrubbed. Can I count down? Yeah, well, I don't need to anymore. Alright, so they gotta work on a... Yeah, I thought it was gonna go too. They're gonna work on next launch opportunity. Well, they tried. They got a static fire out of it. Well, that is that. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream now. I'll see you guys later, and